See you later, Paul. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. It was a great organization.
Yeah, great organization. We've got a very strong group here on campus led by Coach Hall, and I know we have several of our players who are involved in it. And we have Camdenton's FCA and Lebanon's FCA here with big groups today.
There may be a fight.
Well, I'm sure they'll get through the day all right. Matter of fact, I think later on after the football game, they're going to go out to the park and eat together, and they're going to have some huddle groups, and it should just be a nice day for both those groups.
Bearcats have won the toss, Kip, but have deferred to the second half, and Jim Hall has talked all season long. He points to the wind.
Well, we do have a breeze blowing, and apparently he wants to give his defense a chance here right off the start and see if we can get the ball back then with some field position. And I just keep, like we talked, Bob, I keep thinking that today we need a big game out of Trevor. He's got to put some big numbers up on the board for us.
And losing 5 straight, you've been in that situation before. You better get off to a good start or it just seems to happen again.
So much of this game is mental, and losing begets losing, I think, and winning begets winning a little bit. And so right now I know our kids, there are probably some questions in their mind, and they're coming up trying to fire themselves up, but nothing would help us more than to get the first points on the board and get off playing well. I think that'd put a lot of confidence in us.
And getting a good lick on Quincy Tillmon early.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some defensive players licking their chops right now because players are competitive. They love to face the best, and he is one of the best in the country, and so I'm sure they're pumped and excited about getting a chance to stop him.
Scott Winters has the ball teed up for the Bearcats. Emporia State will work right to left in the first half of the ball game. Anthony Cowens will drop back in the deep position to return the boot for the Hornets. And he is accompanied by Derek Woods, a name very familiar to this area. He's out in Neosho, averaging 21 yards a return. Cowens at just under 20, has a 27-yard effort already this season. The Bearcats will kick off with the wind and don't look for this ball to be returned at all. Scott Winters will probably place this one out of the end zone. It's MIAA football action from Plaster Stadium. We are all set to get things underway. Winters with the ball teed up at the 35-yard line, and this MIAA tussle is underway. And Winters will kick this one high, and it will come up about a yard deep in the end zone. Cowens will bring it out. He's at the 10, hit by Donald Thompson, breaks out to the 20, to the 25, 30, all kinds of room. He's at midfield, down to the 40, to the inside of the 30, down to the 20-yard line, to the 10, 5 diving, touchdown. 101-yard return for a touchdown. Emporia State is on the board 15 seconds into the game. And right in the middle of the field is Cowens doing a little dance.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bob, this is the time that really is going to check some character in our kids because just like we talked about, we wanted to come out and get some momentum. That's not happened. They've returned the opening kickoff. We're really going to have to respond now to this, and there's a whole ton of time left in this football game, but mentally that was a big blow for us. 3
of the last 4 weeks, the special teams have killed the Bearcats. Adam Hunt with the ball ready to be placed on. He's perfect, 23 for 23 on extra points this season. Waiting for the snap from center is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. It's 7-0 Emporia State. 14:45 remaining first quarter. Back in a moment. This is Bearcat football. Can't return the favor and maybe bring one back themselves. I have to check and see if that, and I don't think we're going to have that record for the longest kickoff return. Well, the Bearcats' longest return was 95 yards, and the kick is underway, and here comes Carl Johnson, near side of the 10, up to the 20, to the 25, and spins out to the 27. That's where the SBU offense will start, led by Trevor Spradley, who has thrown 24 touchdown passes through his career this year, completing 111 of 185 for 1,389 yards and 5 touchdowns. That's a completion percentage of about 63. Carl Johnson, the tailback, making his start of the season. Joe McManamy had a great game last week at Southern. He is the fullback. And he's the only running back, gets it on the isolation up to the 30, 35, and tripped up and brought down at the 37-yard line. He'll be stopped just short of the first down. Split end is Donald Thompson, a 5'8", 150-pound senior out of Baytown, Texas. The flanker, James Edwards from Pell City, Alabama, catching passes for 257 yards, a couple of touchdowns this year. Randy Bartosh also lines up wide, transfer from Sam Houston State out of Houston, Texas, and he could set the Bearcats single-season record today. There will be a first down for McManamy, who now gets a caught on the left side, being chased down from behind, busted out to the 40, and on his feet close to the 45. He has 17 yards in a couple of carries. The offensive line, led by senior Wade Cutcomp, a junior college all-region selection from Northwest Mississippi Community College. Rodney Jackson from Macomb, Mississippi, the left guard. Donald Warsham out of Potts Camp, Mississippi, the right guard. The left tackle is Kurt Trailer, transfer from Cisco Junior College out of Gilmer, Texas. And John Kirk at 310 pounds, a high school teammate with Kevin Harris, is the right tackle. Second down, and let's make it 4 yards to go. Spradley to throw to the left side. Rendell Chandler steps out of bounds at the 49-yard line. That'll be another SBU first down. And Chandler must like playing at home. He had a big game at home with Western a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we saw him make that same catch just time after time, that short out, and they went at one of those freshman D-backs that Emporia is going to start. They're starting two of them today, Bob, and you know the first pass was right to him, and that short out that Coach Haynes said they were going to look for.
We'll set the defense in a moment for you for Emporia State, and it is a talent-laden one, especially up front. Slot left, slot right for Spradley. Inside handoff, McManamy up the middle. Lost the football. Emporia State has it. At the 47 of the Bearcats, and SBU has fumbled the ball away, and that would be fumble number 17 on the season. Quincy Tillmon, 819 yards and 8 touchdowns on the ground. He is a tailback. Chris Kavlik is the fullback. One receiver split out to the wide side of the field. That's Andy Bance. Here comes Tillmon. Reverse it to Bance. Got a block from West. He's at midfield. Steps to the outside of the 45, to the inside of the 40, down to the 35-yard line. He will pick up for Emporia State a gain of about 18 yards and a big first down. Receivers left and right at first down. Shane Meyer off the bench to the near side. Almost motion on the Hornets. And here comes the fake handoff. West will roll right. He's going to lob it long and complete. There's a tight end, Wade LeDuc, and he'll have it down to the 11-yard line. And he is a big target, 6'3", 190 pounds, from Inman, Kansas, second-team MIAA selection and second-team All-America last year.
You know, Bob, we hear a lot about Tillmon in the running game of Emporia, and they do run the ball excellently, but they can also throw the ball. And West has thrown for 190, almost 191 yards a game so far, and 6 touchdowns. So, you know, that's a part of the game. They're balanced offensively. They can do a lot of different things.
Dave look lined up as a deep back in the I formation. Collins in motion, left to right. Here comes the handoff. First carry for Tillmon. Hit in the backfield and brought down by Eric Washington, the junior middle linebacker from Columbus, Mississippi. His 8th tackle for loss for the season. Up front for the Bearcats, it's Kevin Harris and Todd Hamilton, a third-team all-conference selection last year at the tackles. Harris, 301 pounds. Willie Beck, one end. Jeff Miller, a redshirt freshman from Bolivar, is the other one. Outside linebackers from Tupelo, Mississippi, Scott McCoy, and Mountain Grove's Dan Swafford. Washington is in the middle. I formation, second down and 10 from the 11-yard line. West rolls to the near side. There's room in front of him. He decides to tuck it in, steps to the inside, and now stopped at the 11. Maybe half a yard or so, and Kevin Harris was there along with Washington, and support from Willie Beck. The backfield for the Bearcats, Scott Winters, a senior out of Tulsa, the free safety. James Rickman, a sophomore transfer from Stockton, from East Central Junior College, is the strong safety. Buck Faust, we've talked about him already. One of the corners. Ryder Kerr, a sophomore from Branson, is the other one, and he always seems to find a way to recover loose footballs. I'm
sure he's a little disappointed after the big Branson-Nixon game last night that was made so many headlines.
So am I. I call Branson winning that one. I formation for the Hornets, third down. Slant in, pattern down to the 1-yard line, first down. Chris Arndt out of Madison, Kansas, off the bench with his 7th catch of the season, and he now has 107 yards receiving, and you can't get much closer to the goal line than this. It's at the 1.
That was an excellent time pass. West just took the snap and stood right up, and they ran the slant right across the middle and just hit him right in the numbers with the football.
So first down and goal, and I'll put a fairly good wager that Quincy Tillmon's going to get the football.
Yeah, a bit.
When you try and get someone All-American numbers, you give them the football as much as you can in the scoring zone. West is calling the signals. First and goal from the 1-yard line. Quick pitch near side. Here comes Tillmon. Turns it upfield. Diving in. Penalty marker drops. He's in for the touchdown. This is probably going to come back. To the right side goes Andy Bance. Anthony Cowens to the near side. First down and goal, but the ball spotted back at the 11-yard, or check that, at the 16-yard line. West will throw, comes up right, incomplete, no one home. Looking at the out pattern for Tillmon, and he was well covered. David Leeds coming on to play defensive back position. Second down and goal from the 16-yard line.
You know, that's not really the way West likes to throw the ball. They would rather get him rolling out and either to the right or the left, and if he doesn't like what he sees, he turn up the field. He's a very good athlete. That time he simply dropped back and was in the pocket throwing the football.
It'll be the I formation. Don't discount the run here. Shane Meyer goes right. To the near side is Chris Arndt, so their backup receivers are in the game. West fakes the delayed handoff, trying to set up the screen. He'll swing it out, leaping and in and out of the hands of Tillmon. And he would have been popped anyway, and he just put a forearm in Eric Washington, and Washington with a word of warning for him.
Yeah, Washington pointed back at him. Washington kind of pulled off a little bit, and Tillmon went ahead and put a shoulder into him, and I got a feeling those two will collide a few more times today.
Maybe some bad blood between these two squads. Remember last year, Trevor Spradley at Emporia State broke open some stitches, had to go to their locker room at halftime to get it taken care of. They started to mouth him. Spradley, being the class act he is, said, "We'll see you in the second half," and he just lit it up.
He saw him the second half, didn't he?
Third down and goal for the Hornets from the 16, and West fakes the delayed handoff. He will throw. Coming up over the middle, incomplete. Looking right on the goal line for Andy Bance, and if that ball was a couple of inches higher, it would have been fourth down and goal from the 1-inch line, but now the Hornets will have to try the field goal. He is 3 for 3 in field goals, and the line drive kick will now float up and float through. It's 10-0. 33-yard effort with 11:18 remaining in quarter number one. Emporia State leads 10-0. Back in a moment. This is Bearcat football. A 10 spot. Carl Johnson and Donald Thompson in the deep position to receive the kicks. Johnson averaging 16 yards a return, Thompson at 22. Ball teed up by Hunt, the junior. He'll get a good right leg into it, and this one is going to go about 7 yards deep in the end zone. Thompson will pick it up there and down it. Bearcats have it first down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 10-0 Emporia State. 11:18 left in quarter number one. Bartosh and Thompson go right. Rendero Chandler to the left side of the field. In the slot along with Carl Johnson, and Spradley will throw. Faking the out pattern. He's going to run it himself. He's at the 25, out to the 30, slides down and gets hit at the 31-yard line. Spradley will pick up 12 yards on the play. And he has really improved his mobility from last year to this year.
Well, that time he didn't stay back there very long, Bob. I mean, he went back and took a quick look on the out and didn't like what he saw and immediately tucked it. There's been times where he's tried to scramble around and try to still find that receiver, but that time he tucked it and went right up the field.
Spradley has rushed for 12 touchdowns through his career at SBU, 7 of them coming this year. I formation with Johnson and McManby behind the senior. Spradley rolls right, has plenty of time. He might run this himself. He's at the 35, he's at the 40, took a hit and dives out to the 41. And that time he was able to slip right around Kenny Miller, the junior cornerback, and he's a good one out of Vicksburg, Mississippi, and a quality junior college in Hines.
Yeah, we've had a lot of success recruiting Mississippi junior college kids also, and that's just a good area down there, a lot of good players, and you know, I'm sure we're going to continue to stay in that area just like Emporia has.
And there's no question that when Trevor Spradley's out of the perimeter, the Hornets are going to try and put a lick on him. First down and 10 for the Bearcats from their own 42-yard line. Spradley short drop, starts right, goes left. There's number 1. Randy Bartosh slips down behind the line of scrimmage, backs up, and is brought down by Jonathan Daniels. It's a catch, but it'll be a loss on the play. Loss of 3, second down 13. Spradley under pressure. He's going to go long, looking for Bartosh. A little bit of contact there, but the ball was thrown to the inside, and Kenny Miller had man-for-man coverage on Bartosh, and Randy just could not break that one to the inside. Watch Carl Burrell, the left end. He is a good one out of St. Louis Sumner. And we will have a whistle, and did the Bearcats get to play off? 9.5 left first quarter. Emporia State leads at 10-0. Play clock is down to 5 seconds, and Spradley hits the line of scrimmage. Straight back pocket. Has some time. Now steps forward. May want to run it himself. He's at the 30. On his feet out to the 35, and that's going to be about it. He'll only pick up a couple of yards as he was chased out of bounds by Burrell. First collegiate punt for Josh Marszewski as he replaces Scott Winters doing those honors this afternoon. Winters has really struggled punting the football this year. Waiting for the snap from Stenner. Marszewski at his 21-yard line, and back in the deep position is Andy Bance. And he's going to pooch this one, hit at the 40. It's going to be fielded by Bance on the short hop. He tries to go left, no room. Cuts it back right, 35-40. He's at midfield. He may go. Down to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Special teams again have killed the Bearcats. 3 of the last 4 weeks. And it is 16-0. Do you believe it happened again? 67-yard punt return for a touchdown.
Well, he came in #1 ranked in the MIAA in punt returns, but he was only averaging 7.8 yards a return, Bob, and he sure turned a big one in that time. Started to his left and got the whole flow going that way and cut back to his right, and basically there was nobody down the sideline there to touch him.
Prior to this one, the longest punt return of the season for Andy Bance was 20 yards. Hunt is on for the extra point. He's going to line it through. He's 25 for 25 on the season. It is 17-0 Emporia State. Back in a moment. This is Bearcat football. I think the most frustrated person on the field right now is special teams coach John Katrash. Takes a lot of pride in what his team does on the field, but twice today a 101-yard kickoff return for a touchdown and a 67-yard punt return for a score. Kickoff will float high. Donald Thompson from the 2-yard line has Carl Johnson in front of him as he gets to the 10. On his feet to the 15, slips up and dives forward near the 21. Randy Bartosh and Shane Stone go left from Darrell Chandler and Carl Johnson right. McManamy in the backfield behind Spradley. Joe will get the call, and he's hit the line of scrimmage and dropped. Jonathan Daniels and Chad Nitcher are the safeties. Kenny Miller and Derek Bernard are the corners. Bearcats have to hurry to get this play off. Spradley will drop back on 2nd down and 8. Has time. Batted down at the line of scrimmage, blocked by John Clark, the senior defensive tackle. That's his first pass breakup of the season, but he is nothing new to being in the backfield. He's got 4 sacks and a tackle for loss.
You know, those defensive linemen, Bob, are taught that to get penetration and to get those hands up, and he got that big paw up there and was able to swat it back.
That'll set up 3rd down and 9. What Spradley cannot do here is feel that everything's on his shoulders, that he just has to do it himself.
Yeah, and you get yourself in a situation where you're down 17-0, you end up having to put the ball in the air maybe more than you wanted to.
From the shotgun, Spradley is under all kinds of pressure, avoids the rush. He's at the 20, and he'll be driven down at the 21-yard line. Jeff Bruce, outside linebacker from Topeka, with his 88th tackle of the season. A second-team All-League performer, just stood there and waited for Spradley, and he was able to drop him.
Yeah, it looked like he was just zeroed in on Trevor. I don't know if that was his only assignment or not, but he hadn't dropped really into any passing lanes. He was just looking for Trevor all the way.
Marszewski in to do the punting. He is standing at his 13-yard line. Bance is looking for another opportunity. Good snap from center, and the kick. Oh, this is a good one. He turned one over. Bance back to the 28-yard line, goes up the right side, up the middle to the 40. Here we go again. To the 45, to the near side at midfield. Another strong return for Emporia State. Emporia State's going to line up in the power I. They will probably motion out of this with a fullback. Quincy Tillmon is in the deep position. There's Meyer in motion. Here comes Tillmon. Tillman's got 5. Tillman's got 9. Spins down to the 40-yard line, just short of the first down.
Small player.
6'2", about 250 pounds. To the near side is Chris Arndt. Everyone else is in tight for the Hornets. They lead it 17-0, 2nd down and inches. In motion is Meyer left to right. Here comes Tillmon straight up the middle. Tillman's got 5. Tillman's got 10. Down to the 29-yard line. He'll pick up 11. From the SBU 29-yard line, Hornets scored 3 times in the first 6 minutes of the game. 1st down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Inside a handoff, and here comes a backup fullback, Ron Wiley, to the right side. Almost lost the football. They're going to roll him down by contact at the 23-yard line, and he'll pick up 6.
Larry Davis, big 6'5" sophomore out of Texas, just did a great job pulling that time. He was the tackle out there, and just ran great and gave him a chance to turn up the field and make some big yards in that play.
You look at both of these squads, and you see how important junior colleges are to D2 football.
Yeah, that's the lifeblood of D2 football, and I know talking to our coaches, they'd love to get more freshmen in here, but you just need people who can come in and play immediately a lot of times, and that's got to be JUCO kids.
Second down, 4 yards to go from the SBU 23-yard line. Here is Bance in motion left to right, and Tillmon the carry straight up the middle, dances by a couple of would-be tacklers and muscles down to the 15-yard line. He'll gain 8 and pick up a first down for the Hornets, and Emporia State looking to put this one away early.
Tillmon is just fun to watch. You know, I know he's the opponent, and you know, we shouldn't pull for him, but he's just a lot of fun to watch. He appears to have great vision, Bob, in that when he gets the football, he's able to take in the whole field, just kind of like a point guard who can see the whole floor, and he finds those holes and he reacts to it. And besides being a great athlete, he just has that ability to find the hole in the line.
From the 15 of the Bearcats, it's first down and 10 for Emporia State. Again, motion out of the power I formation. Bance from right to left. Here's a quick pitch to the near side. Tillmon looking to dance to the outside, completely reverses his field and nowhere. Todd Hamilton, the all-conference defensive tackle, and he's doing some pretty good talking to Mr. Tillmon. No love lost between these two clubs as Tillmon is stopped back at the 27-yard line, and Hamilton will tackle number 3 behind the line of scrimmage this year, and he's not backing down.
No, this is such a big possession. I think our defense realizes this. You know, we're already down 17-0, and we just can't afford to let them get any more points on the board, even field goals. And so we've really got to come after them. That was a big play by Todd.
Receivers left and right on second down, and a long way to go for the first down, about 22. West will throw, comes up left, complete. Down to the 17-yard line into the arms of Anthony Collins out of St. Louis Sumner, his 16th catch of the year. Has a couple of touchdown receptions. These are good players that have come back for Emporia State. They were very young last year, and they bring about everyone back.
Yeah, I think they have, 10 starters on defense and 8 on offense, and that was probably their number one strength going into the year. They had a lot of experience, and it's shown with the 6-1 record and their 5-1 record in the league.
Third down and 13. West is up under calling the signals, has a line set. He'll motion Meyer to the near side of the field, fake the delayed handoff, rolling to the right side, has all day to throw, coming up near side, wide open. Quincy Tillmon, touchdown. No one was at home, an 18-yard touchdown pass, and that is strike number 7 for a score from Curtis West, and the first receiving touchdown of the year for Quincy Tillmon.
Well, we just watched it on the replay here, Bob, and, you know, they faked the handoff to Tillmon and had him going out to the left, and basically after he took the fake, he just kind of jogged out there 2 or 3 steps, and West rolled to his right, making it look like the play was going that way, and then threw back across the field, and nobody had taken Tillmon, and he was wide open.
Tillman's first rushing or first receiving touchdown of the season. On to attempt the extra point is Adam Hunt. High snap, ball's put down, the kick is up, the kick is good. It is 24-0. Emporia State, we're back in a moment. This is Bearcat football. Let's do 2 of them here, Hud.
The very worst thing that could happen is happening, and we're just in a big hole right now, Bob. I don't know if we can get out of this thing.
Carl Johnson at the 2-yard line will return the kickoff. Dances left, has running room. Be chased from behind as he gets to the 20, 25, 30, out to the 36-yard line before he is finally driven out of bounds by... Can we throw it 80?
I don't think Coach Haynes wants to, but he may not have a whole lot of options.
McManamy, the only running back. Spradley will throw. Comes up right. Randy Bartosh, catch number 2, steps to the inside, back to the outside of the 40, and look out. Randy's met by about 8 people. He slid out of the pile, and they hit themselves.
That was one of the funniest things I've seen. All these Hornets on the field pounding on each other, and Randy had somehow or another slid out of there and flipped the football back on top of the pile with the rest of them laying there.
That's going to be a pickup of 4 yards on the play. So Bartosh needs 3 more catches to tie Franklin Buckley's single-season record of 58 catches set in 1985. Reggie Franklin is in the game for the Bearcats. Injured his finger badly last week at Missouri Southern. Spradley may be audibilizing here on second down and 6 yards to go for the first down. McManamy is only running back. Hornets are showing blitz. Long count from Trevor. Rolls to the left side under pressure. He's going to lob this one long. Donald Thompson is open. Down to the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. And Spradley that time took a big pop from John Wolf, the freshman defensive end.
Well, the running back did not pick up the person on the block on the defender that was coming in, and Trevor basically was throwing somebody right in his face. He stayed in the pocket, and you got to give him a lot of credit. He knew he was going to take a shot, but he was able to get it down the field to Donald.
First down and 10 from the 16 of the Hornets. Trevor inside handoff. McManamy dances it left. He's in trouble. Carl Burrell broke through a would-be block and gets another tackle for loss. And already down 24-0. I formation. Bradley rolls right. Has some time. He's going to run it himself, and now he's stopped at the 18. Still going to lose about 3 yards on the play, and getting up off the bottom of the pile is the backup linebacker, and Derek Hamus from Seneca, Kansas, 222 pounds. Starter most of the season, but he's coming off the bench today. So the Bearcats facing a 3rd down and 13 situation with 1:35 left to go. Halftime, we'll visit with Mike Palmer, assistant coach at Lebanon, who's in charge of the FCA chapter there, and also with Jerry Kirksey, the coach of the basketball Bearcats. 3rd down, Trevor to throw. Blindside pressure coming. He got popped, and he threw it away. Trevor couldn't see Jeff Bruce coming in, and that's twice in this drive. He's been hit from the blind side.
I'll tell you what, I think Bruce pulled off just a little bit because just he was ready to really unload on him. Trevor got rid of the football, and you know, to Bruce's credit, he saw that, and I think he pulled off because he could really have put a hurt on Trevor on that one.
It'll be officially a 34-yard field goal attempt from Scott Winters. On the season, he is 4 of 7, has kicked a 46-yarder, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. The Bearcats are on the board. A 34-yard field goal from Winters with 1:20 left first quarter. Back in a moment. This is Bearcat football. Good news is the Bearcats are on the board, courtesy of a 34-yard field goal from Scott Winters, but a long way to go.
Yeah, we needed those 3 points, and you know, our defense really got to step up now, Bob. Anytime you get behind, your defense has to be the one that lets you get a chance to get back into the game, so we need a great stand this time.
Scott Winters has it kicked up. Oh, did he put a leg into this one? Got a little help from the wind, and it's 2 yards out of the back of the end zone, and temper starting to flare on the field again.
Well, you know, there's a lot of frustration, I think, particularly from our part, in that we came into this game hoping to jump out quick and to get a chance at the number 12 team in the country, and things basically went totally opposite of what we were hoping, and so I know our kids are probably a little frustrated. But, you know, if there's a positive this whole thing, Bob, we still got 1:20 left in the first quarter, so there's a lot of football left to be played. If we can just settle down defensively and hold them here a little bit and give our offense a chance, we can still get back in this game.
To the near side of the field goes Anthony Cowens. The deep back in the I formation is Quincy Tillmon. Again, they line up in the power I, but the motion bants out of that. Inside handoff, fullback Havely gets the carry, and he's going to break out to the 25-yard line for a pickup of 5. 2nd down and 5 yards to go for the first down nearing the end of the first quarter. Emporia State gives it off to Quincy Tillmon, jumps over a couple of tacklers, picks up the first down as he noses the football out to the 33-yard line.
He didn't lose it, I'll guarantee you that.
From the 33-yard line, first down and 10 for the Hornets. Tillman still the deep back. He will get the call. Starts up the middle. Now pounces it right, and he stopped after a gain of about a yard on the play.
When Tillman is running straight up and down the field, north and south, we've really had trouble with him. But when he's broke it outside, we've been able to contain him a lot better. And, you know, I hope he keeps trying to get out, turn around the corner, because we've been able to contain him and keep him inside.
That's the end of the first quarter. Hornets scored 3 times in the first 6 minutes. Added another touchdown. It's 24-3 Emporia State. Second quarter action in a moment. This is Bearcat football. 2-2. Second down, 8 yards to go for the first down. Quincy Tillmon will not get the handoff. West will roll left. Guns it up the left side, incomplete, and Anthony Collins, coach, paid for it. I formation, receivers left and right. Third down and about 8 yards to go for the first down. West will throw, four-man rush for the Bearcats. Coming up over the middle, no one home. Looking for LeDuc, but he'd run a little bit too far that time. Emporia State has had even more problems converting on third down than SBU has, to the tune of only 34%.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was sure glad to see him throw it the last two times. We've not been able to control Tillmon, and they've been running the football real well, and all of a sudden they pull up and throw the ball, and 2 incompletions, we're going to get it back. So they can keep throwing that thing all afternoon if they want to.
The big rivalry is going to be renewed next week. We'll talk about that in a moment. First of all, Hunt is on to do the punting, standing at his 25-yard line, averaging 38 yards a kick with the right leg. Oh, did he crush it? He just annihilated it. Joel Pears back to the 8, drops the ball in the end zone. That is going to be a touchdown, Emporia State. Do you believe it's happened again? Emporia State came on top of the football in the end zone. Now they may rule what? Are they going to say that Pears called for the fair catch, or what are they going to rule? He muffed the ball. That's got to be a touchdown. They're going to give the Bearcats the ball at the 20-yard line. How do you figure that? The only thing I can figure is that Pears had a hand on the football in the end zone, and they ruled him down by contact. But, Kip, that's not a good call.
No, I think it's a poor call. I think Emporia got a bad break on it. We got a good break. Should have been probably a touchdown because they did recover it in the end zone.
Special teams, again, have cost the Bearcats dearly, but SBU got an official's break. Thompson is in motion. Here's a handoff McManamy, and he stopped after a gain of about 3. Well, the game next week, I'm talking about an old rivalry renewed. Pitt State at Emporia to meet these Hornets.
Well, they go way back, like you say, and of course we got 2 Kansas schools going to hook it up. Where's that game at?
That's at Emporia,
at
Coach.
Emporia.
You think that place isn't going to be packed?
Yeah, I was looking at some of their attendance figures, and they draw very, very well there. They had 5,000 last weekend for their game with Rolla, so you know they're going to put a lot of folks in there next Saturday.
Receivers left and right, second down and 6 yards to go. Spradley gives it up the middle, bouncing it to the outside is a McManamy. He'll hit the 25, get out to the 27. Oh, was he given a shoulder by Derek Barnard, the cornerback, a freshman from Madison, Kansas. That's a shoulder.
And then he lands on the track, and I guarantee you that track is not
it's not going to give.
No, it doesn't give a lot. So he got hit on the field once, and then he got hit on the track, so it wasn't a good carry for him.
It'll be third down, a couple of yards to go for the first down. There was a table over there. He almost hit 2. Halftime again. Jerry Kirksey comes by. Should let you interview him, and you two can exchange philosophies. And Mike Palmer, who right now I don't want to be near after the score on the scoreboard, and also after what happened last night at Waynesville. Spradley, I think, wants to take a timeout and talk this one over. 14 minutes left, second quarter, 24-3 Emporia State. Take a break and be back in a minute. This is Bearcat football. You too. Third down and 1. It's Greg McCann and Joe McManamy, the up backs in the power I formation. Carl Johnson is a deep back for the Bearcats. Ball placed down at the SBU 29-yard line. 14 minutes left, first half. Spradley, long cadence, quarterback sneak. He will muscle through and get it. Quarterback called his own number that time. Interesting formation. Greg McCann stays in. This is a lone running back. McManamy will split out wide. Reggie Franklin will only play sparingly today. Spradley with the pump fake rolls to the near side. He's going to run this one 4 now. But that should be a late hit. And there's the penalty marker out at the 33-yard line. Spradley hit the turf, and you don't do that in front of the SBU bench. And Greg Harvey is challenging the Bearcats on the sidelines. No doubt about it, Spradley was clearly out of bounds here, and he was given a late shove.
Yeah, he ran him out of bounds and should have let him go. He had him right there on the sidelines and just kind of wanted to finish it off a little bit, and official was right on top of the play, made the correct call.
Carl Burrell also having a couple of words. Well, Reggie Franklin hurt his finger pretty badly last week at Missouri Southern on the AstroTurf as he was planting his finger. It bent it back severely. He will play a little bit today. His playing time will be limited. Penalty marker moves it out to the 49. Tell you what, biggest play of the game right now is the officials not giving Emporia State a touchdown they should have had.
Yeah, 31-3, and it looks bad now, but that really is a steep hill to climb. So we caught a good break there.
From the 49-yard line, Spradley with the slot left and slot right. He'll throw off a short drop. Donald Thompson to the 40 and tripped up and goes down at the 34-yard line. Donald Thompson, a couple of receptions today, 13 on the season and 37 in his career, and he was wide open.
Well, they just had him in the slot right there, and they just ran him straight down the field and nothing fancy, and got him in a seam of his own, and nobody had come over, so Trevor made the right read.
5 pass completions for Spradley. He went a quarter and a half at Southern without completing a pass. And that was simply amazing.
I was going to say, I wouldn't think that would have been possible.
Going against the wind in the first quarter hurt him. Spradley on first down, near side. Rendell Chandler has it. He'll step to the inside, not find a whole lot of running room. Stopped at the 28. Now, since he tried to run with it, they mark him back to the 29-yard line. That'll set up a 2nd down and 5.
2 weeks ago, Trevor got a lot of confidence in Chandler, and it's good to see him going back to him today and run that out pattern right there. The more people you get involved in your offense, the harder it is defensively because you can't have those people to key on, and so it's good to see us spread it out a little bit.
Couple of receptions today for Rendell Chandler. Spradley looks over the defense on 2nd down and 5. Here's a handoff. Greg McCann, he leaped the line of scrimmage and busted down to the 18-yard line. The sophomore out of Melbourne, Florida, with what will amount to his longest rush of the season. He was a hurdler here. And I didn't know fullbacks could do that.
I'll tell you what, a play like that can really pick up your team, and it's picked up the crowd here a little bit. We're getting some people involved in it, and he just pure guts on that one. He just went after him and hurdled the line, and that was a great play on his part.
And you go up in the air like that, you're liable to get hit hard. He's going to stay in there. Slot left, slot right. Bearcats at the 19-yard line. Spradley to throw. Under pressure and drop. There's John Wolk, his 2nd sack of the season, the freshman. A homegrown product in Emporia, Kansas. And the Bearcats will lose a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Go pass it over here then.
2nd down and 12. Spradley calling the signals for SBU. Maybe audibleizing. On a long cadence, just gets the play off under pressure. He's going to step forward, and he's dropped again at the 24-yard line. That time the pressure came from the right side. Slot left. To the right side is Chandler. Spradley on 3rd down and 15. Here comes the screen pass. Reggie Franklin in and out of his hands. Good thing he dropped it. Andy Massenyoung, the senior from Seneca, Kansas, was about ready to send him into the middle of next week.
You know, again, you got to credit Emporia's defense. They've been a couple times, but they have not broke. And that time that we had the first down, we had the crowd involved in it, and they have stuffed us 3 straight times. And looks like now we're going to have to go with the field goal with Scott.
40-yard field goal attempt from the center of the field. Longest of the season for Scott Winters has been 46. His career long is 52. Waiting for the snap from center. The 40-yard attempt from Winters is on the way, and good. It's 24-6, 11:24 left in the first half. Well, Winters' leg is on. Let's get the defense on track. Back in a moment. This is Bearcat football. Bearcats can come back in this one. It's like basketball. You need the 3, you get the 2. You got to get the 7 here, not the 3.
Yeah, it's nice to put some points on, but we really could have used the touchdowns. You know, twice we've kind of gotten down there with some big plays, but we've not been able to get into the end zone. And if we're going to win the football game, Bob, we're going to have some touchdowns.
Dropping back in the deep position for Emporia State, Anthony Counts, accompanied by Derek Wood. Boy, he was a high school stand-up. High pop-up to the shortstop. Ozzie Smith will give way, and this one is going to be hauled in by Kavlik, the fullback, up the middle into the 39-yard line. Vance is in motion from left to right. Look for Tillmon here on first down, and he will get it. Breaking to the left side. Tripped up at the line of scrimmage, and here's the linebacker again, Eric Washington. Boy, he is just an outstanding football player.
Well, like we talked about a minute ago, anytime we're getting Tillmon running toward the sidelines, we've been able to contain him pretty well. Our linebackers have done a good job of pursuit, and that time Washington was able to get over there. When he gets going north and south and gets his shoulders turned up the field, we've had some trouble with him. So, I hope they keep running him on those sweeps outside.
Well, Spradley is getting his leg rewrapped on the sidelines. And hopefully he's all right, and looks like he will be. You won't find a more fiercer competitor than Spradley. Second down and 8 yards. Tillmon last time left, this time right. Tripped up, reverses his field. He's going to break into the 45 to midfield on his feet and just barely slipped up, and he could see the end zone, but he was stopped, but he will have the first down.
I think David Leeds, it was 64, I believe, just may have made a touchdown-saving tackle because he reversed field, and he was the last person that took a dive at him. Even he got blocked as he was taking a dive at him. Great play by David to probably save a touchdown.
Well, Leeds is seeing a lot of extra time in the defensive backfield. Defensive backfield that was hurt during the final preseason scrimmage when Bobby Byer, who was set to start at strong safety, went down with a season-ending knee injury.
Yeah, probably our fastest player back in the deep backfield, and we lost him. We lost a lot of speed.
First down and 10 for the Bearcats, 49-yard line. Vance in motion from left to right. Tillmon straight up the middle. He's got 5, he's got 10, 15, 20 yards to the 30. That's another first down, but this is coming back. 3 scores in the first 6 minutes of the game, and it began in the opening kickoff with a 101-yard return from Anthony Cowens for a score.
Well, now people like Cowens and LeDuc become very important because West has looked at them today quite often.
LeDuc has only caught 1 pass. Inside handoff, and the backup running back will get the carry, and the ball might have popped loose, but it's recovered by Emporia State, and once again, that's the Neosho product in Derek Woods. Woods will get it out, though, to the 47-yard line.
I think one of the things the crowd was cheering about is the official got knocked down on the play. When the tackle there, Woods got caught up, and they knocked the official down, and I think the crowd kind of liked that.
9 minutes, 10 seconds remaining first half. FCA Day at Plaster Stadium. To the near side of the field is Chris Arndt, a junior. Vance in motion from left to right, second down. Let's make it 15. Fake the handoff. West will roll right all day to throw. LeDuc over the middle. What a catch. Drop the football. They're going to roll it incomplete, and that should have been a completed pass and a fumble at the 27.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're going to watch replay here in just a second on the screen we have here in the booth, but I think he had it in the ground, caused the ball to come out.
Well, did both feet hit the ground? That's going to be the question. Oh, no doubt about it. That should have been a fumble. Again, the SBU TV people providing us with the instant replay. And, boy, clearly should have been a fumble. That's one time he wanted a team to complete a pass against you. Third down, 15 yards to go for the first down. Receivers to both sides, eye in the backfield behind Curtis West. He'll fake the inside handoff, has time to throw. Shooting for the home run for Anthony Cowens, incomplete. Man-for-man coverage from senior David Campbell, academic all-conference performer.
Tell you what, that is a tough job being one-on-one out there with Cowens. Great speed, and West hung it up there for him, but Dave was able to get a little bump on him about 10, 15 yards up the field, and I think that kind of threw him off stride just a little bit.
Recognize this number 9 that's dropping back to return the punt?
Well, we've seen that occasionally. I think we want our hands back there right now.
Randy Bartosh at the 15. Adam Hunt waiting at his own 31 to do the punting. Good snap from center, and he will take his time, and he turned another one over. Bartosh calls for the fair catch. He'll let it bound into the end zone. So first down and 10 from the 20-yard line, and Bearcats' offensive unit will head back onto the field. And against the wind.
Well, you know, our defense, Bob, has done what it has to do the last 2 times, and that is try to keep us in the football game. And, you know, they got 24 points quick, and we've come back now and got 6. But like we say, your defense has to give you a shot, give your offense a shot to win this thing.
Where Darrell Chandler will come to the near side of the field. McCann stays in as a fullback. Kyle Johnson is a tailback. Slot right for Spradley. He'll give the ball to Johnson. Tries to go left in a whole lot of trouble for Burrell and stop back at the 19. Johnson really doesn't appear to have the speed to get outside on Emporia State.
Well, Emporia comes in as the #1 ranked defense against the run in the league, and so, you know, they do a good job of stuffing the run, and we're having some problems running the football right now. And
Burrell that time able to fight out the block of Kurt Traylor and make the tackle. 24-6 Hornets. 8 minutes, 10 seconds left to play first half. At halftime, Mike Palmer, former Bearcat linebacker and a member of the FCA chapter in Lebanon, will come by to talk with us, along with Bearcat basketball coach Jerry Kirksey and also ABC's World of Sports. Spradley rolls right on second down and 11. Has some daylight in front of him. He'll pull out, step forward, and get out to the 27. Spradley took that one forward, and he'll pick up 7 yards, making it 3rd down and 3.
Tell you what, Trevor's going to go back and thank Donald Thompson, because as he rolled out and turned up the field, the defensive back on that side was ready to close on Trevor, and Donald just made a great block to free him and let him get on out of bounds without getting hit.
And Carl Johnson threw a heck of a block that time on Carl Burrell. Dwayne Trogdon getting the defense together on the sidelines, trying to inspire them. Dr. Dwayne Trogdon, as we call him. 3rd down, let's make it 4. Spradley to throw, lobbing it near side run. Darrell Chandler out to the 35-yard line. He'll pick up 9. And Chandler, his 3rd catch of the year. He's got 14 catches at home this year for the Bearcats, and he has 6 on the road. And that's over the last 2 games.
He likes that grass. He doesn't like that AstroTurf down at Missouri Southern.
Neither do I.
Not many people do, I don't think, to play this game.
It's like those rubberized floors they use in some old basketball gyms.
That's right.
That's why you gave up your career, isn't it?
Yes, that was terminated my career early.
And around Donald Thompson. He's going to go to the right side of the field at the 40 and diving out to the 43-yard line for a pickup of 7. Donald Thompson with the carry, his first rush of the season. He did score on the end around once last year. And that time, Donald Worsham was out there and couldn't find anyone to block for him. Well, among the injuries suffered by the Bearcats this year, one of the co-captains standing on the sidelines, cowboy hat in hand, is Billy Watts. Had been starting at right tackle. Spradley at 2nd down and 2, a throw, tripped up and goes down. I think he just got his feet tangled up, and let's hope he's not hurt.
Well, I think he got tripped up by his own player, whoever was at the fullback spot that time.
3rd down, 7 yards to go for the 1st down. Spradley from the spread. Takes a snap from center. Here comes the blitz. Spradley with the pump fake. He's going to go down again. Jeff Bruce will get credit for the sack. 4th down and 12. Marszewski with the ball teed up at the 40-yard line, and he's going to, well, teed up now. He's going to punt it away. How about that? Andy Bance calls for the fair catch, and Wes McCain is ready to lace into him, but he'll back off. Left side of the field is Anthony Collins. Bance is in motion, making it twins to the left side, and Tillmon will get the carry to the strong side. He's got running room to the 40, 45 to the 50. A marker drops, and he's going to be dragged down at the 21 of the Bearcats, but don't worry about it, it's coming back. 1st down and 18 yards to go. The penalty marked off from the point of infraction. Tillmon to carry. Tillmon up the middle. Tillmon out to the 31-yard line, where he will pick up close to 9. And Tillmon on the season at 819 yards coming in. And by the time all is said and done this afternoon, he may have an even 1,000.
You know, and the thing the Emporia State people were saying is he only played a half against Rolla and only played a half against Washburn. So basically they say he's a game short, and he still put those kind of numbers up, you know. So he's just a tremendous back.
You know what? He's coming back next year. He's a junior. He was the top rusher in the country as a sophomore.
Maybe he'll go with Falk and go early with the NFL.
He'll get the call to the left side and hit and drop at the 31-yard line. A penalty marker flies, and that is a late penalty marker, and Eric Washington made another outstanding stop.
I'm not sure if somebody might have got a hand on the face mask in there. I couldn't really tell right there at the very end.
That's going to hurt the Bearcats. And courtesy of, again, the replay, that was a good call. Well, next week at Washburn, a 1 o'clock start. And the Bearcats had planned, if they could, on going that day. But that would make it bright and early, 4 o'clock in the morning, get up and go.
To play at 1 o'clock, that would be tough. You know, Topeka is really not that bad a trip, though. I don't mind going to Topeka. I hate going to Emporia. I would much rather go to Topeka any day of the week than Emporia State. So, you know, it's basically interstate. It's a long trip, I guess, but the roads really aren't that bad. And, you know, I like Topeka. It's a nice town and a nice place to go play.
It's 3rd down after the penalty. 4 yards to go for the 1st down. Bearcats need the defensive stop here. Under 4 minutes to play first half. Tillmon gets a counteract to the near side. Hit and drop. Eric Washington has done it again. Boy, did he just break through the line of scrimmage and stop the All-American Cole.
Big-time play, Bob. I tell you, we needed it bad. We were looking at a 3rd and 4, and, you know, the clock winding down. We're going to have time now to get the football and put a drive together and get some more points before half. you know, if we get a touchdown, it's 24-13. We got to feel pretty good, really, in terms of the way we've come back in this game.
Washington slid right through the sophomore tackle, Larry Davis, and hit Tillmon to boot. Folks, he's best in the conference.
Yeah, I've not seen any better. He is really a great football player.
And there's a high floating kick from Hunt. Bartosh will let it bounce, and it's going to roll down and just barely slip into the end zone. Wow, what you see from Eric Washington week in and week out.
I'll tell you what, Randy may have caught a break that time, because most of the time special teams coaches will tell you if you can catch it outside the 10 to go ahead and catch it. And that time Randy had a chance to catch it maybe around the 12 or 13 and elected to let it bounce, and luckily for us it got into the end zone.
Well, lost in all the scoring Emporia State has done is Randy Bartosh has a couple of receptions, so 3 more to tie, 4 to break Franklin Buckley's record.
They're doing a very good job on him, though, and they're bringing a lot of pressure on Trevor. Trevor's not getting a lot of time to throw right now.
High formation in the backfield. Bearcats want to survive this half. Carl Johnson to carry, and maybe a couple of yards near the 22, and that's it. Here's Carl Burrell again to make the tackle.
You know, we eavesdropped a minute ago. The door was open to the coach's room when Chris Johnson walked in, and so we kind of, or I kind of listened to him a little bit. And Coach Haynes was on the phone with Trevor, and the thing he was telling Trevor is, hey, listen, you're the best quarterback in this league. You know, it's not all on your shoulders. You know, you're going to be fine. He was just trying to pump him up and give him the confidence to let him know that he still believed in him. And that's very important for a player to have their coach still believe in him.
Well, you will be fined later. Bradley over the middle. There's Bartosh. Steps to the outside. Got to get to the 31. He will for the first time and tiptoes out to the 35. That is his 3rd catch of the game.
Yeah, big play there for 2 reasons. One, Randy got the first down, but secondly, he was able to stop the clock. And again, we're looking at 2:26 with time to get some points on the board. So, you know, he made the good play to kill the clock and save us some time.
You put the ball in the end zone here, it is a brand new ball game because you're looking at 24-13.
Well, I think the big key is that our defense goes in feeling like, hey, we've shut them down when we had to. You know, we got down early, but we've been able to come back. And 2 of those scores were on special teams, Bob. I mean, you know, that's not the defense's fault. So they got to feel like they've done a pretty good job. And, you know, if they can just keep giving the ball the offense, we're going to put some points on the board.
Yeah, you take the special team scores away. This is a tight ball game.
That's right.
Thompson is in motion on 1st down and 10 from the 36 of the Bearcats. Spradley rolls left, has time. Gets a block and dives out to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 4 yards. Clock continues to move. 2 timeouts for SBU. Spradley a little slow in getting up the pile. Very, very close to a face mask as Spradley rolled to the left side and took it forward.
He's going to be one tired young man tomorrow because he's going to either throw the football or run the football an awful lot here in the second half today, and he's going to be open target for a lot of people.
He's an open target each and every week.
Well, people know he's the best quarterback in the league, and so they really want to tee off and go after him if they can.
Transfer from Sam Houston State down to win at 35 left to play first half. Long time in between plays. 2nd down and 6. Spradley rolls right. There's Bartosh again. Trying to get the first down. Oh, was he popped. Took a great lick from David Kaharski, a senior from Littleton, Colorado.
I think the Bearcats going to use one of those 2 timeouts, Bob, they've got since we didn't get the first down or we weren't able to get out of bounds on that play.
Well, that's 4 catches for Randy Bartosh. And, Kip, you talk about Randy and all the records and that kind of thing. He'd turn them all in for a win today. And I tell you what, you look at a great person, too. It's 3rd down and 1. Only 1 timeout left for the Bearcats. You need to get the first down here. And Spradley will fake the handoff. He will roll right. Comes up to the near side. Donald Thompson. Clock will stop as he noses the ball down to the 46-yard line.
Boy, really good catch from Donald. The ball got thrown behind him that time, and he was going away from it and had to turn and catch it. Very athletic play.
3rd catch of the afternoon for Donald Thompson. Bearcats are in the huddle calling the play as the chains are being reset. And now up to the line of scrimmage with 1:08 and counting left first half. You need to get at least 10 more yards to set up even the chance for a field goal. Spradley rolls right into the arms of Randy Bartosh. There's the record. Randy Bartosh now with 59 receptions this year, which sets an SBU single-season record. Slot right, slot left. Spradley from the shotgun under pressure. Oh, and he's going down back at the 47. Emporia State clearly puts the Bearcats out of field goal range here, and a strong rush from the Hornets once again.
We're going to go without a huddle. We're not going to use that 3rd timeout right now. Try to save that if we can. So this becomes a big play, big 3rd down play for us.
third down, 9 yards to go for the first down, 30 seconds left in the half. Spradley looking for James Edwards, and it'll short hop him and fall incomplete. Penalty marker those down on the field, and still one timeout left. And remember, holding is marked off from the point of infraction. Bearcats now looking at a 48-yard field goal, and it's unsportsmanlike conduct. Well, Randy will talk to you a little bit, and maybe he irritated Bruce.
That's just what I was going to say. I bet he got under his skin just a little bit, and Bruce reacted in a stupid manner probably, and got caught for it, and that is a big blow to his team. You know, sometimes you just got to put those personal things aside and do what's best for your football team.
31 seconds left in the half. Spradley from the shotgun. Waiting for the snap from center. He'll keep Carl Johnson in the block. Spradley has time, will step forward. Now Nance is left in trouble. Got to get rid of the football. Lobbing it long into the end zone, incomplete. Randy Bartosh was open, had slipped down, and still almost had time to get up and catch it. And a little bit of jawing going on there with Jonathan Daniels and Bartosh.
There couldn't be anything more frustrating than that, to know you're open, but to be on the ground and you just can't get up and get to the ball. And he ended up getting to his feet, but the ball was just thrown a little farther and he couldn't get to it. So, you know, it was there for us. We just couldn't quite make connection with it.
Reminiscent of Pittsburgh State when Spradley found Edwards behind everyone for the touchdown.
Yeah, that would have been a big one for us too, Bob. Really taking it in with a lot of momentum, got the crowd back into the game. But, you know, we're 2nd and 10. I got a feeling we're going to probably take at least 2 more shots at the end zone before we go for the field goal.
One timeout left. SBU in field goal range, so Spradley doesn't want to give up the sack. Slot left, slot right. Trevor to throw again. Johnson stays in the block for him. Has time. Wide open over the middle. Complete. Shane Stone. He's inside the 10 and stopped at the 7. Bearcats will spend their last timeout with 13 seconds left in the half. Shane Stone with the pass reception, the junior college transfer from Northwest Mississippi Community College. He resides in Potts Camp, Mississippi.
Well, the key thing right now, Bob, is to make sure that anything we throw that we're going to be into the end zone with. We don't need a reception that's going to take us down to the 2-3 yard line and not get out of bounds, because we have no timeouts now, and not give us a shot at least to the field goal. So, you know, we know we're going to probably get 3 out of this possession. We just got to make sure that we don't do something poor with the clock, and we take that chance away.
That's what happened at Southern last week, where the Bearcats got in a position and weren't able to get the field goal off. And how many points did you lose last week by?
We don't even want to talk about it, do we?
13 ticks left, and after a horrible start, special teams surrendering a couple of touchdowns, Bearcats are officially only 5 yards away from putting this one in the end zone and making a 24-0 game, 24-13. And that would be huge going into halftime.
Yeah, the middle part of this game, like we keep talking about, is so important. And, you know, Emporia's got to kick themselves a little bit. They really have self-destructed, even though they've got the lead. They could have put this thing really out of reach.
First down and goal from the 5-yard line. Spradley up under calling the signals. Has the power I formation. Fake the inside handoff. He will step forward and dropped at the 8. SBU does not have a timeout left. The clock is moving with 5 seconds left. Bearcats will not get off a field goal attempt. We have reached halftime 2 weeks in a row in field goal range. At the end of a half, the Bearcats have not been able to put any points on the board. At the intermission, 24-6, Emporia State. Back in a moment. This is Bearcat football. will get the football and work right to left, and you have got to score on your first possession of the half.
Yeah, particularly after not scoring at the end of the first half. We should have got something there, and we didn't. So now we got to rebound and get some points right here at the start.
Hunt the ball teed up. We're underway in the second half, and in the end zone, the Bearcats will down it, and there is a smart play from Donald Thompson. He was about 2 yards deep in the end zone, decided not to bring it up because if you get stopped at the 10-yard line, get pinned back, look up, it's 31-6, you're in a whole lot of trouble.
We were watching Coach Haynes prior to the kickoff there a few minutes ago, talking to Trevor on the sideline, and he had his hands on the shoulder pads and was talking to him, face to face. And I know again, just trying to pump him up and give him some confidence and say, hey, you can do this, and we got a lot of time. We're going to be fine.
Trevor will run the quick pitch to the near side with McManamy running room to the 30. On his feet and brought down at the 33-yard line. That'll be a gain of 13, and Joe Mack had a great game at Southern, and he's having another solid effort this afternoon.
We came out running right at the start of the game and had a couple good plays, and then Emporia kind of shut our running game down. And Wayne mentioned that he wanted to come back and run the football here in the second half some to try to keep them off balance and loosen them up a little bit. And they had 6 sacks the first half, Bob. And we've got to do some things to keep that rush off Trevor.
Look at who's in the backfield. Joe McManamy has switched to tailback. McCann is a fullback. Spradley to throw. Lots of time. Now dances right. He may run it. Oh, he's going to lob it long. For Donald Thompson, he caught it. He was interfered with anyway. And he's down to the 27-yard line. That's Chad Nitcher. And Donald Thompson is going to do a little jitterbug.
They made a great catch, and you're right, Bob. He was interfered with. The official threw the flag down there, but the reception's going to stand.
Boy, Spradley had all day to get rid of the football. He lobbed it long, and when Thompson came up with it, well, an A+ for the catch, but a C- for the dance.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to him about that. I'll tell you what, the thing that was impressive about the throw Trevor made is he was rolling to his left, and that is tough for a right-handed quarterback to have to throw it back across their body, and just shows the strength that he has in that upper body and that arm that he was able to put it out that long down the field.
Number 4 on the afternoon for Donald Thompson. He came into this one with 11, and SB wanted to utilize him a little more. I formation in the backfield. Spradley will send Thompson in motion from right to left to the short side of the field. Inside handoff. McManamy starts to turn it outside. Now back to the middle of the field and down to the 20 where he will pick up about 7. My, oh, my.
Well, we got a good drive going here. We can get some points. I still hope we don't look back on that end of that first half, Bob, late in the game and say, if we'd have come away with something there because we had a chance to get some points and didn't. I hope that didn't come back to haunt us.
That's 2 weeks in a row. The Bearcats should have had a field goal at the end of the half and didn't. Again, the I formation behind Spradley, and second down and 3. McManamy gets the pitch to the near side, tripped up, but he's going to stumble down to the 16, and he'll pick up another first down. He is a product of Glendale High School and Coffeyville Community College, and Coffeyville has a good football program and an even better basketball program.
Those JUCOs in Kansas just have very good athletic programs, and they are nationally recruited, and so to get somebody out of there, you got to feel very good. But he's really running hard, and it's good to see our offensive line fire off the ball and knock Emporia back a step or two, and we need to be able to run the ball here in the second half some.
Spradley has McManamy behind him. Joe gets the call, bounces it left, and inside the 15 down to about the 14. Almost lost the football. It'll be second down and call it 8. You look at that Jayhawk League in basketball, that is tremendous.
I used to recruit that, when I was over on the men's side, and you go to a game and not just the players but the coaches. There'd be a Bobby Knight there maybe, or no telling who the heck would be there watching kids play. They come from all over the country to recruit that league, and it's highly competitive to recruit out of that Jayhawk League.
Give you one play to think about this. Best junior college men's job in Kansas. Staggered I formation behind Spradley. Pitch McManamy. Great block McCann. Steps down to the 10 and close to the 9-yard line. It'll be third down and 4.
Well, I guess if I had to choose one, maybe Hutch, because that's where the national tournament is. But I spent some time in Hutch, and I'm not sure that's where I'd want to live. So, the national tournament is held there, and it's a nice facility and everything. So I guess if you had one job to choose, you'd probably choose Hutchinson Junior College.
Yeah, I've seen games there before. That's a great facility, and if you're going to coach her, you better win.
Yeah, that's an understatement. You had better win, and you better win big too.
Third down and 4, opening possession of the second half. Bearcats at the 9-yard line of the Hornets. Spradley will pitch it. McManamy trying to get to the outside, hitting the backfield. Gets down to the 11-yard line. He'll still lose a yard, and SBU will probably send winners on the field and try and tie a school record with 3 field goals in a game. This play was in trouble from the get-go with great penetration. It started from strong safety Jonathan Daniels. Well, you're going to get some points out of this, and 24-9 still is better than 24-6.
Yeah, but we keep talking about we need 7, and you know, there's going to come a time we're going to have to stick it in the end zone here today if we're going to have a chance.
28-yard field goal attempt. David Campbell will hold. Low snap. It's going to be a fake, and Campbell is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Kenny Miller, that was not a design fake. That was a poor exchange between the center and David Campbell. So on downs, it will turn over to Emporia State.
You know, I was watching our special teams before the game, and 3 or 4 times in a row we had trouble with the snap and David getting the ball down, and they had executed that release play that you always have built in case the snap is poor, but we were having trouble in practice, Bob, with the snap and getting the ball down.
How many more times in this ball game can special teams hurt the Bearcats? To the near side is Collins. They'll line up in the power I, but send a man in motion out of it. Quincy Tillmon, the lone running back, or rather the deep back in the I formation. He'll get the call to the left side. He's in trouble and turned up inside. David Leeds forced him to the inside and into the strength of the Bearcat defense, and he is stopped at the 21 after a gain of only 1.
I got a feeling we're going to call Tillman's name a lot in the second half with the lead, and you know Emporia wants to run the clock and take as much time off the clock as they can, so I bet Tillman is very active here in the second half.
You know, as frustrated as John Katrash, the special teams coach, is on the sidelines, and knowing the competitor he is, Trevor Spradley is frustrated too. Second down, 9 yards to go. In motion from right to left is Shane Meyer. Tillman gets a call to the far side. It's the wide side. Dan Swafford is going to stand him up and drop him at the 23. But you can't find, if you want to design a linebacker, you design him like Dan Swafford.
Yeah, and we've talked before, you know, he's got deep roots here. His sister Dana played volleyball here and is now the volleyball coach at Evansville College. And matter of fact, she'll be here Tuesday night with her Lady Crusaders playing the Lady Bearcats in volleyball. And I'm looking forward to seeing Dana because she's one of my favorite people that's come through Southwest. Receivers
left and right. Big play for the SBU defense. 3rd down and 7. West will call the Hornets set. He'll roll to the right side. Look over the middle. Complete. Into the eyes of Andy Bance, the senior from Wichita. You'll have the first down out at the 36.
That's how West likes to throw the ball. He rolled to his right. Again, he's a very good athlete, and he rolled 4 or 5 steps and basically just pulled up and found the open receiver. But they like to get him on the move to throw the football.
West is not that big at only 5 feet 9 inches tall.
But he's athletic, and I think that's what the coaching staff at Emporia likes in a quarterback, somebody who is able to get out and make some things happen.
Throws the ball a little bit better, but in some respects reminds you of C.J. Lawrence from CMS.
Very much so.
From the 37-yard line, Meyer again in motion. Inside handoff to Tillman. Breaks it to the outside. Has the 40 to the inside of the 45 and out to the 47-yard line. Senior Scott Winters is there to make the stop. One of Scott's best games this year came against Missouri Western when he had 6 tackles, and he made a big one here.
You know, the thing about Tillman that's so impressive, Bob, is great backs refuse to go down on the first hit. You know, they just continue to take on defenders, and Tillman, very seldom you see the first person bring him down. It takes 2 or 3 pops to get him down.
Emporia State methodically trying to drive the ball down the field. They're at their own 48-yard line, 9:45 remaining, 3rd quarter. Hornets with a 24-6 lead. Vance again starts in motion. Tillman won't get the call. This time it's going to be Ron Wiley, the backup fullback, and he stumbles inside the Bearcat 40 to the 39. He's out of Newton, Iowa. His longest rush this year has only been 15, and he picked up 13 that time.
Well, that's a nice little change-up. I mean, you see the tailback time after time after time, and Wiley steps up from the fullback spot and makes the dive, and you know, that's just creating that balance again that you're looking for offensively.
Emporia State will split a receiver to the right side of the field. They will use a lot of different receivers. That's Tim Lakey, a senior from Hutchinson, Kansas. Meyer comes in motion that way. Here is Tillman. Popped hard at the line, but stumbles down to the 36-yard line. Now David Robinson has been on the field in the second half. Good to see him out there. He's going to come off. All kinds of shoulder problems, and he's wearing a special harness for that right now. Senior out of Humble, Texas.
I believe Coach Hall was telling me the other day that David does not get to practice this year. Is that correct, Bob? Have you heard anything? His class schedule prevents him from practicing during the week, and it just made it real tough on him to prepare. And but you know, Coach Hall understands that you got to graduate these kids, and so his class schedule's really been a pain.
In motion is Bance to the near side. Tillmon on 2nd down and 7 gets the carry, and he runs over a couple of folks down to the 31. He'll be 2 yards short of the first down, and Eric Washington was blocked that time by Ron Wiley, but Washington almost shot through a gap and got a hold of West. I tell you what, Washington is going to pop you.
He's been a great addition to this defense. He's been, you know, a big-time player, and I agree with you, Bob. I think he'll be an all-league linebacker, and really probably ought to be an all-American linebacker. Now, whether or not he gets that recognition, I don't know because of our record, but he's as good as anybody, I'm sure, in this country.
Gressart to the near side of the field on 3rd down. Let's make it 2.5 for the Hornets. Meyer is in motion from right to left. Tillmon won't get the call. West on play action. For LeDuc, sliding catch down at the 17. That's a great reception. That's one of the reasons he is an All-American. Wade LeDuc took the pass from West, and again, boy, he was on the run. He won't sit back in the pocket and throw the football. He's going to get on the perimeter.
LeDuc is just, those kind of kids are hard to find at this level. And Coach Hall was telling me last summer how they've gotten away from playing tight ends because it's just hard to go out and find that player with the size and speed and everything. But LeDuc fits that mold, and they have probably the best tight end in the league.
LeDuc at 6'3", 190 pounds, out of Inman, Kansas. From the 17-yard line, Bance is in motion again, right to left. Tillmon the carry to the left side. Great block from Wiley, still in trouble. In the backfield, he'll reverse his field. Ryder Kerr dropped him at the 32-yard line, the sophomore from Branson. When you start to reverse your field against that type of pressure, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, I don't care how great a player you are. Once you strip yourself of your blockers and you try to do a lot of things on your own, you're going to have trouble. And that time he tried to make something that wasn't there and ended up losing big yards instead of just losing 3 or 4.
Kinley Wilson coming on to play defensive tackle position, the 6-foot junior from Columbus, Mississippi, at 350-plus pounds, along with Kevin Harris. That's almost 700 pounds in there between the 2 tackle positions. 2nd down, 25. Fake the reverse. West will throw over the middle, wide open, sliding touchdown. Anthony Cowens, a 32-yard touchdown pass. So the first team on the board this half is Emporia State. It's 30-6.
Maybe elementary, Bob, but I don't think he really got in. Looking at the replay, he caught the ball with his knee down at about the 1 and inside the 1 there, but the official went ahead and gave him the touchdown. But I think it really should have been down probably at the half-yard line. On
to attempt the extra point is Adam Hunt. Good snap from center, almost blocked, and it will squeak through. It's 31-6 in favor of the Hornets. 6:32 to play in the 3rd quarter. Back in a moment. This is Bearcat football. 2-2.
We're going to do color in our game.
Well, Kip, 6:32 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Emporia State has scored again, 31-6. Hornets have the advantage. And it's one of those days where everything that can go right for them has, everything that can go wrong for us has and continues to. And this kick will not be returned. So the Hornets will give the Bearcats field position at the 20-yard line, and will lead the offense back on the field. We may yet need to see 80 pass attempts.
I've been impressed with Emporia's defense. You know, coming in, we'd heard that they'd improved it vastly over last year, but you know, they've got a defense that makes them a legitimate contender for the title, I think, because they're going to be able to match up with some people and you know, keep you out of the end zone, and that's the key to winning championships.
They're going to try and substitute, I'm quite sure, as much as they can in the second half to keep everyone healthy for Pitt next week. Spradley from the shotgun on play action will run this one himself. He's going to get out to the 25 and to the 29-yard line before he's finally brought down by the freshman defensive end, John Wolk.
You know, Bob, I'm not trying to make excuses at all, but, you know, when you open up the league with Pittsburgh and you get beat up physically as well as emotionally, because we went in there, we really thinking we were going to win that game, that affects your whole conference season. And I really think, you know, Emporia getting Pittsburgh in, what, the 5th or 6th or 7th week of the league is a big, big advantage over us having to open up with them. And hopefully that schedule is going to rotate so we don't do that continually, because that's not healthy for you to play Pitt early.
Spradley on 2nd and 2, looking right in trouble. He's going to take it on his own shoulders and dive out for the first down at the 35. That's not a bad offense. Send everyone out and let Spradley run it.
Well, he's had to do that quite a bit today. You know, he had 6 sacks in the first half, and he's taken a lot of heat. And, you know, they've done a great job of taking our receivers away, and he's having to put the ball in the ground a lot.
31-6 in favor of Emporia State. They scored 3 times in the first 6 minutes of the game. Randy Bartosh has set the school record. He has 6 receptions today. Spradley with the staggered eye behind him from the 35. The pitch to McManamy. Hit the line. He'll hit the 40 and out to the 44-yard line. Very, very close to the first down. So a gain of 9 for the Glendale product. And Glendale and Lebanon hook up next week in second-round district matchup in Springfield.
Yeah, that'll be a great one. Now, that's a tough district, and could come down if Glendale can get by Lebanon. I guess it'll come down maybe to Waynesville and Glendale then the last week of the season.
Sedelia's not going to beat anyone. Still think Sedelia's got to play Central, and the winner will play Neosho.
Let's hope these things don't go to Central and Neosho and those places.
It is the first down. Counter action. McManamy hitting the backfield. Will get up to the line and pick up about a yard to the 46. Out of run in there for about a yard.
My old alma mater got a big win last night. Salem goes down and wins the SCA by beating West Plains, and ends up. Do they play Rolla next week, or they have Central next week?
They've got Central next week because Rolla and West Plains will play.
Rolla and Salem may be the last week of the year for that district title.
Randy Bartosh, Donald Thompson right. Daryl Chandler is left on 2nd down and 9 yards to go for the first down. Fake the handoff. Spradley has some time now under pressure. Rolling left in trouble. Trying to get rid of the football. Hands it off. McManamy tripped up back at the 42. No in the grasp rule in college football. Spradley says, Joe, you take the loss.
You know, that is just a tremendous heads-up play, though. I mean, to have that kind of awareness, to know that you've got a teammate there and to find him, that's just tremendous heads-up play on Trevor's part.
We got to see that one and replay it. I think Trevor was smiling when he got rid of the football. I thought for a minute there was a lineman he was going to hand the ball off to.
Yeah, I thought so, too. I wasn't sure who he'd given it to at first.
3rd down, 13. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Spradley from the shotgun and 3 receivers in the game. Step forward in the pocket, has got some time. Now hit and dropped. Hit and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Emporia State's Jason Brown, a junior from Pearl, Mississippi. And he, a little bit of showboating afterwards. He just kind of grabbed Trevor around the right leg and dropped him.
Yeah, he was getting blocked and had basically was going down to the ground as he reached for Trevor and was able to grab him around the legs and pull him down.
Marszewski's on to boot the football away. A wobbly kick and a fair catch is called for and made at the 39-yard line by Andy Bance. Well, you ready for basketball practice?
Yeah, we really are. We've been lifting and running and doing all the things everybody else, I guess, does. But and our kids have worked very, very hard. But we've got to the point where we need to play, and so we're going to go about 3 days next week, and then I think we'll take off starting Thursday and give them a little rest so that come Sunday we're ready to go.
Well, A.J. Ulmer's warming up on the sidelines for the Bearcats. May see him in the next possession. 3 minutes left to play in the game, or in the 3rd quarter, rather. The left side of the field for Emporia State. He's got a touchdown pass. Here comes Tillmon. stopped in the backfield and squirms up close to the line of scrimmage. Scott McCoy got in there along with James Rickman for SBU.
It's good to see Scott back on. He came off on the play that they scored on him in to go and looked like his shoulder may have been hurt, but he's back out there, and it's good to see him back on the field.
Now, later on in the ball game, we'll have another score update for you on the tussles around the MIAA. Can Southern beat Pitt tonight?
No.
That was a Jerry Kirksey kind of answer for me there. Remember what he said at the end of the halftime interview, folks, which we're not supposed to repeat, when I asked him who was going to win the league this year. Here's Tillmon again, jumping across the line, dragging people forward, and he is going to get out to the 44 for a pickup of close to 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Now, Jerry said Bearcats are going to win the league this year. Don't know if he was serious or not.
Well, you know, this is the time. Everybody's 0-0, and we're all very confident. So, you know, he's going to do his usual great job. He always does a super job with his kids, and they may not be quite as big maybe as they've been in the past, but they'll probably be a little different look, maybe a little more athletic, and but they're going to be very exciting.
3rd down and 5 yards to go for Emporia State at the 44. Bance is in motion from left to right. West will throw, rolling that way over the middle. Bance is wide open. Down to the 38 of the Bearcats. Picks up a 1st down for the Hornets. And who will win the league on the women's side?
I knew that was coming. I was just going to watch your... Bance has had a
No. Forget about analyzing.
We're not going to analyze it. I really think, Bob, there are 5 teams that really have a legitimate shot, and you know, we're one of those 5, and so we feel like we have just as good a chance as anybody. Our league is just really strong this year, and by far the strongest it's been in the 5 years that I've been in it. Is that a good enough answer for you?
No. And I will not vote for you on November 3rd. From the 38-yard line, wing back to the left side is Wiley, the backup fullback. And straight up the middle goes Tillmon, tripped up on his own 2 feet, but gets down to the 35. Now, people are listening to you on the stands, aren't they? And they're wanting that prediction, too.
Coach Heyman's little girl is giving me a hard time down there.
You do still. You have some fans now, but do you have them when the season starts?
Well, then they all become coaches. You know, they're not fans. They're part of your coaching staff then, so.
2nd down and 10 for the Hornets. The ball resting at the Bearcats' 38-yard line. Emporia leads 31-6. 40 seconds left in quarter number 3. Could be the final play of the period. West, a 1-step drop over the middle, complete to Arndt, bounces off Winters down to the 20 into the 18-yard line. He'll pick up another 1st down for the Hornets, and Chris Arndt out of Madison, Kansas, found a seam, and well, West delivered the football well.
That's the 3rd time they've run that same little route there. West basically takes a snap and stands straight up and is looking for the slant receiver, and great balance on the receiver's part. He took a shot, was able to maintain his feet and get on down the field a little bit more.
West tried, or rather Winters tried to pop him, but he couldn't quite get the lick on him he'd hoped for. Time for one more play in the quarter. Emporia State will send Tim Lakey, from Hutchinson to the left side of the field. Line up in the power I formation. And here comes the inside handoff. Quincy Tillmon busts down to the 15, spins down to the 12. That's going to wrap up quarter number 3. It's 31-6. The advantage belongs to Emporia State. The final quarter of action in a moment. This is Bearcat football. Well, a little bit of jawing going off on the near side of the field behind David Campbell and Anthony Cowens. Well, at the 12-yard line, 2nd down and 4, and the fullback gets a carry, and Campbell doesn't find a whole lot of running room at all. I tell you what, there's been jawing going on all afternoon long.
Well, again, I think part of that's that frustration level that sets in a little bit, and you know, we got down early, and you know, you're pulling your hair out wondering what can we do to get this thing turned around, and you know, right now it's not, and so hopefully we're going to bounce back next week up in Washburn and get a win on the road.
Washburn was losing the last report, but they won a big game last week. They essentially took CMS right out of the hunt for a conference championship. West play action on 3rd down and 8. Coming over the middle. Touchdown, Wade LeDuc. 14-yard touchdown pass. 3rd of the afternoon. 9th of the season for Curtis West.
Well, we brought David Campbell on a blitz that time from the outside, and they were able to pick him up very quickly. And so once they picked him up, that gave West a chance to look down the field. He's going to have some options available to him. So he found LeDuc coming across the middle.
LeDuc with his 5th touchdown reception of the season out of Inman, Kansas, which is located where?
Well, that's a great question. I think I've been there, but I'm not sure where the heck it was.
Adam Hunt will boot the extra point through, and Emporia State has now extended their lead. They lead 38-6, 14-19 left in quarter number 4. Southwest Baptist and Emporia State, 14-19 remaining in the ball game. Hunt will put a good leg into this one. Chance for Donald Thompson, though, from the 3-yard line. Baytown, Texas native takes it to the 20, running room to the 25, 30, on his feet to the 35, and out to the 37-yard line. A.J. Ulmer will come on at quarterback, replacing Spradley. And all the pressure that's been on the signal caller, SBU doesn't want to get Spradley hurt. And you look at A.J. Ulmer, 6 feet even, 165 pounds, and a sophomore out of Melbourne, Florida. Played at Northeast when Spradley was hurt, completing 10 of 17 for 120 yards and threw 1 interception.
Yeah, I don't think Trevor's hurt. I think they're just going to give A.J. a chance to get some experience here in the 4th quarter. And
Spradley is pretty banged up.
Yeah, he's had a tough day, but I think he could go if he really had to, though.
I agree with you. Ulmer on 1st down will give it up the middle. McMahon, no, McCann. Big running room. A penalty marker drops as he reaches the 47-yard line. That's tour of the MIAA, Kip. See how you can call things today, because Chris Johnson broke your record last week.
Yeah, I was listening to some replays. He was hot last week, wasn't he?
Holding on the Bearcats, and let's start off with Washburn and Rolla there in the 4th quarter.
We'll take Rolla 17-10.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but you are off. It is a 21 to
pass incomplete, intended for number 9, Randy Bartos.
Here we go, Bearcats! Here we go, Bearcats! Here we go, Bearcats! Here we go, Bearcats!
bring it back if you got it here.
A.J. Ulmer, the ball carrier. Number 59, Greg Harvey.
And welcome back to Plaster Stadium, 13:44 remaining. A.J. Ulmer on, replacing Trevor Spradley, sophomore out of Melbourne, Florida. SB with the ball at the 34-yard line, facing a 3rd down situation, about 14 yards to go for the 1st down.
Well, that So bad it knocked us off the air, didn't it, Bob?
Yeah, it did. Well, let's try. Have you taken a peek, by the way?
No, but I need to. Hand him over here.
I'll tell you more in a moment. Ulmer to operate from the shotgun on 3rd down and long. Has some pretty good time to work with. He'll step forward, lobbing it for Donald Thompson. Overthrows him and incomplete. Kurt Traylor finished off a block in a big way. He just drove Jason Pryor, a senior from Kansas, to the ground after the play.
Well, you know, it's good to see your offensive lineman, anybody, still playing hard. I mean, at this point in time, basically the football game's over, but to still see your people playing hard, I know it's got to be encouraging to the coaching staff.
Jim Hall post-game show after the ball game to be hosted by Kip Brown. Marszewski at the 21-yard line takes his snap from center. The rush is on. He barely got a wobbly kick away, and it will take a roll and be down by Wes McCain. Well, also in the conference today. How about your prediction on a halftime score between Northeast and CMS?
I'll take Northeast 10-3.
It's 10-0 Northeast. You were closer. And a halftime score with Western and Northwest.
I'll take Western about 17-3.
19-14. Not even close. 3rd quarter score with Nebraska and Missouri.
Well, that's a tough one. Missouri's played people tough this year. They just can't win. So we'll go Nebraska 24-17.
24-14. You're getting better. I formation in the backfield behind West, who stays in at quarterback. That's a little bit surprising here. Tillmon is in as a running back. That's not surprising at all. And Wiley, the backup fullback, gets the carry out to the 41-yard line, and David Campbell still all over Anthony Collins. Those two have been going at it all day long. And, you know, the reason Tillman's in there is that if you want to get someone All-American recognition, you better give them the numbers.
Yeah, you're going to have to put up some big stats. And, you know, he came in only the 3rd leading rusher in our league, but I think he was 8th in the nation or something like that. So I think it tells you a little bit about the quality of players in the league when you're only 3rd in the MIAA, but still in the top 10 in the nation.
KU, Oklahoma, 3rd quarter.
Oklahoma 20-0.
KU's at home, winning 17-10. Gary Smith is all smiles. In motion is Meyer from right to left. Here comes Tillmon. Oh, hit and dropped in the backfield. All-American running back ran into a brick wall and found no running room to work with whatsoever, and right up the middle. Wes McCain came through to make the tackle. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, setting up 3rd down and 11. I know A.J. Ulmer would like to put the Bearcats in the end zone once before this thing is over with. Wide receiver split out to the near side of the field is Lackey. In motion is Andy Bance from right to left. Handoff to Tillmon on 3rd down and long. Breaks it to the outside, has the 40, 45, and stumbles close and should have the 1st down as he reached close to the midfield stripe. Quincy Tillmon had under 50 yards rushing in the 1st half. I think you found a fan here, Kip.
Yeah, we have somebody jumping up and down here in front of us, don't we? I was trying to look something up on Quincy Tillmon. Let me ask you a question, Bob. Who do you like better, Moore from Pitt State or Tillmon from Emporia?
They're different types of runners.
Two great backs, aren't they?
I think I'd take Ronald Moore, though, before I take Quincy Tillmon. And you're probably going to say something else.
Statistically, Moore's had a better year than Tillmon has a little bit this year. Not much, but he has. But you're right, they are a little bit different type of runners.
Moore is a little bit stronger than Tillmon is, and out of the backfield, Wiley gets the carry, and Wiley in SBU territory down to the 46-yard line. How do you argue with the success that Ronald Moore and Pitt State have had this year?
Yeah, he's just a super player. And, you know, I thought we did a great job of containing him over there, and then all of a sudden in the 2nd half, he busted out a couple big plays on us. You know, had the pass that he scored on, then had the big run up the middle to really hurt us. But, you know, that's a tough call. Tillmon, I think, is a little more explosive, maybe has a little more breakaway type of potential, but, you know, that's a tough call. Both of them are great backs. You're not going to hurt coming away with either one of them.
It could end up as the quickest game in the league this year when those two get together next week, because the ball's going to be on the ground. Emporia State with the 2nd down and 6. Here comes Tillmon to the right side. Tries to get outside of David Robinson, and he will manage to pick up only about 3 yards, setting up 3rd down and 3. You're going to see Tillmon running left, right, up the middle. You're going to see Ronald Moore running left, right, and up the middle. Moore returns kickoffs and returns punts, and Tillmon really doesn't do either of those.
Right. Moore probably is a little more versatile in doing more things than Tillmon is.
And Moore, I think, is also a better pass receiver. I still don't like the idea of putting your best player like that back to return kicks.
You do?
I don't.
Nope.
You saw what happened to Missouri Southern this
Right.
year when they lost Rod Smith. Third down, a very short 3 or a long 2. Myers in motion. Here comes Tillmon up the middle, close to the first down. Had to reach right at the 40-yard line, and from the spot, they may need to bring the sticks out. But if I was to hazard a guess, he has it.
And if I was to guess, if he didn't, that they might go for it. We're looking fourth and very, very short, and I think he did get it, so Emporia's going to maintain possession.
Washburn next week. When we visit the basketball arena, do we say hi to Patty Dick for you?
She's going to be tough. I got a lot of respect for their program, and they're one of those 5 teams that I think has a chance to win it all. And they bring 4 starters back, so I think they were ranked 18th in the preseason poll that came out a week or so ago, I saw.
Where was CMS?
CMS was not ranked. Pittsburgh State was ranked 9th. We had 2 teams out of the MIAA in the top 20.
PSU is not bad.
No, they bring 4 starters back also.
First down from the 40-yard line. Wide receiver split to the left side. Smith will get the call, back up tailback, and stumbles down to the 35-yard line. Mike Smith from Paola, Kansas, freshman, or rather a sophomore at 187 pounds. Under 8.5 minutes remaining in the ball game, and the Bearcats will see their losing streak extended to 6 games, 3rd consecutive win since loss to CMS for Emporia State. And a lot of frustration on that SBU sidelines. And again, the defense has not played that badly today. Take 14 points off the board and let SBU capitalize on a couple of opportunities. It's a brand new ball game. Here's Smith again. He'll be brought down by David Leeds as he hits close to the 31-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard.
You know, right now, Emporia is doing what I think championship teams have to do, and that is simply drive the ball down people's throat. They've got the lead. They don't want to do anything fancy. They don't want to do anything that's going to put the ball in jeopardy. They just want to give it to their backs and let their line fire off. And, you know, they're consuming an awful lot of time right now with a very good drive. And, you know, I think they have an excellent shot next Saturday when they play Pitt.
That should be a tremendous ball game, and they're going to fill that place.
Yeah, I'm sure the business managers at both schools are going to be happy with the turnout there because somebody's going to make some money.
3rd down, a yard and a half to go for the first down. West will call them set. Wiley the call. Wiley will break it to the 25, to the 20, stumbles down inside the 20 to the 17. Now the McDonald's people in Emporia will be happy.
Yeah, they're going to roll the Bucks in next week. I'll tell you what, you know, Bob, it's a warm day here today, and this defense, I'm sure, is getting tired. They've been on the field an awful lot here in the second half, and you got to continue to tackle Tillmon and those kind of people. You know, that just wears on you, so I'm sure they're getting worn down here a little bit.
Breakfast with the Bearcats at 8:25 Tuesday mornings from McDonald's in Bolivar. Jim Hall will be by, bring a player and a coach with him. West taking all of the 25-second clock he can. It's down to 2 seconds now. He'll take the snap from center. Wiley busts it up the middle and down to about the 13-yard line for a pickup of 5. And here we go again. Pushing and shoving. And Todd Hamilton for the Bearcats is right in the middle of it.
Well, those defensive linemen, they've just, it's been a wrestling match all day in there. When you run the ball as much as Emporia's running, you know, you're going to be involved in a lot of plays and a lot of frustration builds up.
Started off on a sour note with a 101-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And it hasn't gotten any prettier. Oh, well, I want to wish good luck to John Bryan and the tennis team on the road. Rolex National Tournament in Texas.
Yes, they flew down, I think, Thursday, and I haven't heard how the results are going so far, but I know John was excited about their chances going in.
Second down, 5 yards to go for the first down. West will call him set. 6 minutes to play in the ball game. Smith dances up the middle. Bearcats trying to strip the football. He noses it down close to the 12. Well, did he take your plane down there?
Yeah, our private recruiting plane we have, they flew that down.
Well, you are going to fly this year. Was it Texas, California?
Texas, California. Yeah, I'd just soon drive it personally, but
Yeah, right.
I hate players revolted, so I guess we will fly down there.
You were going to drive to the Bahamas, too, weren't you?
If I could talk them into building a bridge, I sure would.
You don't like that 30,000-foot stuff, do you?
I like to be in control. You know, when I lose control, I get a little nervous. So I can pull that car over anytime I like.
You're talking about the guy who received how many technicals last year?
One.
One whole one. Collins is in motion right to left on second down and inches Wiley to the right side of the 5, touchdown. 7-yard touchdown run for the backup Ron Wiley out of Newton, Iowa. And Emporia State has scored more points this afternoon than they have in any single game this year. A 7-yard run, the first touchdown of the season for Wiley. On to attempt the extra point is Adam Hunt, who is perfect on the season. Looking for a 6th consecutive extra point and for 29 in a row. High snap from center, it's up, it's good. He's made 29 straight, a penalty marker drops. We'll keep it right here. Guy with the white hat has to say, this will probably be assessed on the kickoff. Well, we're not going to get an indication here, evidently.
We had to settle for field goals, and you know, we knew then that was going to come back to haunt us because we needed to put 7 in the end zone.
All we can determine here is that it's a 5-yard penalty against the Bearcats. They're going to move out to the 40-yard line. By the way, the biggest losing margin for the Bearcats came twice. Last time was in 1984 against Benedictine, 47-point loss, 54-7, and losing by the same score in 1983 to Tarleton State, which is located.
Texas? Where's that at?
Where's Chris Johnson? Where is Tarleton State? Texas. You were right. I'll be. The ball is kicked high, this time to the left side. Field it out around. Oh, my goodness. There was a pop. Who was that poor guy that took the kick on? That was Jason O'Neill, the freshman from Fairgrove. He pops up. He's all right on the far side of the field. Oh, did he take a lick. Welcome to the MIAA, Jason O'Neill. Oh.
Well, that's a good way not to become a sophomore right there. You're taking your life in your hands when you do that.
Do you want to go back and return another kick after that?
No, he's probably begging him not to score again so he doesn't have to be on the special teams anymore today.
I think he forgot you could fair catch a kickoff. One running back behind Trevor Spradley, who's back into the ball game. He got a couple of bionic legs put back on, as much as he'd been in trouble today, and he's sacked again at the 39. Loss of 5 yards. He was sacked 6 times in the first half, brought down again here, and nothing much that Spradley could do about that, Kip.
No, and we got a player down too, Bob. I think Jason Brown from Emporia is rolling around. He's in a lot of pain right now.
Wearing number 75 for the Hornets. 265-pound junior at 5 feet 8 inches tall. That's a low center of gravity.
I was going to say, I bet he's tough to move in there, don't you?
game. The clock will move. It is second down and 14 yards to go for the first down. Trevor holds McCann in the block for him. Runs forward, guns it for Bartosh. He's got the reception at the 30. Comes to the outside. A penalty marker drops, and he is dragged out of bounds and hurdles the bench on the sidelines. The backup linebacker wasn't so lucky, and Mark Hill from Jamestown, New York. Neither was the bench.
I think the bench took the worst end of that, but Bartosh got over it. Hill didn't, and crashed right into it.
And you look at Randy Bartosh. We're going to watch a replay on this one because he must have been a hurdler in Houston, Texas. And he did the backflip and got out of it. But the thing is, the reception won't count because the penalty is going to bring this one back. See if we get an indication this time from the official. It is a face mask against Emporia. So, an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bearcats. They offset. We'll do it again. So it doesn't matter, and limping off the field is Rodney Jackson for the Bearcats, an offensive lineman. Boy, he's one SBU really likes. A junior, 6 feet tall, 280 pounds, a transfer from Southwest Mississippi Community College, and a great personality.
You know, offensive lineman, I have a lot of respect for him, for Coach Mitchell, the job he does. That is such a unheralded job. They don't get the credit they deserve. Usually nobody notices unless something goes wrong, and but Coach Mitchell's done a fine job with them, and you know, when you throw the ball as much as we do, Bob, people are just going to tee off on you, and it's just hard time after time to pass block when they know you're going to throw the football.
Trevor on second down and 14 rolls right. Great block, McManamy. Spradley is looking long. Now he's going to walk out of bounds. Did Donald Thompson deliver a block that saves Spradley a hit? Oh, my goodness. Donald Thompson just laced in a Mark Hill to a moment ago. Ended up just about on top of the bench.
I think Donald got rid of about 5 weeks of frustration right there on that play. You know, he caught that linebacker coming back, and just blindsided him.
Thompson's not that big.
But when he gets that 151 rolling, he can put a lick on you, right?
It's third down and 14. Hey, let's get a touchdown somehow. 4.5 to play. Spradley with the shotgun formation will step forward in the pocket. He wants to run it himself. Brought down again at the 26. Another sack for Spradley. 6 times in the first half. At least 3 this half. And he is frustrated. And you know that Trevor is, without a doubt in my mind, the best quarterback in the league. But, Kip, he's not going to get that recognition.
No, he's not. I think, ranked 4th maybe in passing efficiency, even though his percentage is over 60%, which is excellent and leads the league. But, you know, he's having to do too many other things than simply throw the football. And you're right, it's probably going to go to Missouri Western, Ramstack, or maybe the kid at Northeast Livingston.
Marszewski gets a good punt away this time, and the Neosho product has his opportunity to return it in Derek Woods, and he'll find the 35-yard line, and pleasantries exchanged again on the field. And here we go again, and there's a cheap shot from one of the Bearcat players. Bench clearing brawl, and let's see if we can't stop this before it gets too ugly. Scott McCoy is in the midst of it for SBU. I can't see the Emporia State player. Coach is trying to hold their players off, and not a whole lot of success. This game was ugly from the first the game, and it's getting even uglier now.
Yeah, you really hate to see this, Bob, because you know, this isn't what college athletics is about. And I'll guarantee you, you know, Coach Kramer and Coach Hall would be the last 2 people that want to have anything like this happen. And the coaching staffs are trying to keep the kids on the bench, on the sidelines, but you know, it's a very emotional game. That's how you play it, and we just kind of went over the edge a little bit that time.
3:49 left to play in the game. Let's end it right here. You know, it's tough to keep the players on the sideline once fisticuffs start to become exchanged, Kip, for a number of reasons, and above all else, you feel like you want to back your teammate up.
Well, yeah, you know, you're like family, and you see, remember your family getting in trouble, and you respond to that, and but at the same time, you know, they're told that if something happens, they need to stay on the sidelines. I mean, you know, and the coaches their job is to try to keep those people on the sidelines. But when you're dealing with 50, 60 kids, and you only have, you know, 8, 10 coaches, that's not a good ratio in terms of trying to keep people over there. And unfortunately, both benches spilled out of the field a little bit.
Well, a bunch of folks will probably be kicked out of here. We'll have offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct call. What the guys need to do down here, use a little common sense. It's 45-6 with 3:49 left, stop the game. That just ended right here. There's no sense in continuing and risking something like this happening again. And you're never going to figure out who started this.
No, we were watching replay, and usually it's the second person that gets caught anyway.
In this case, probably the fifth.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure that you're right. Some people are going to get thrown, but they may not be the people who actually instigated it.
Emporia State's going to bring the offense back on the field. The Bearcat defensive unit is there as well. And this game just got completely out of hand. And a lot of frustration for the Bearcats, and not just frustration today. It's built over the last 6 weeks. And Jim Hall's having a couple of words with the officials on the sidelines. I'd like to have a microphone in that argument.
No, probably wouldn't.
We're never going to find out exactly who was expelled from the game. And Hall isn't happy. And again, he's not just happy about that incident.
Well, you know, the scary thing about this league is, Bob, you can have a good football team and have exactly what's happened to us happen this year. And that is now going, what, 0-5, 0-6 in the league. And, you know, we're not that bad a football team. We could play with a lot of people around the country, but week in and week out in this league, you just continually face tough people. And if things start to go bad for you, it can snowball. And that's kind of what has occurred for us this year. And we went in with real high expectations, and those have not been met. And, you know, everybody just feels bad about it.
Emporia State has the football. If we set the scene for it, I don't think we even have the indication for unsportsmanlike conduct. It's at the 35-yard line of the Hornets. 3:49 remaining. They have a first down, and straight up the middle, Wiley, and not a whole lot of running room. Maybe nosed it out to the 40-yard line. Whole lot of different folks have come into the ball game for Emporia State, including a new quarterback, Chris Montgomery, a freshman from Effingham. Now what you want to do, Kip, is just get this one over with.
Yeah, you don't want anybody hurt. You don't want to do anything that is going to embarrass the program or anything. And, you know, 3:19 to go. We need to just let the clock run and get this thing finished.
Emporia State will send Shane Meyer to the near side of the field. Staggered I formation in the backfield. John Donner, freshman from Lockport, New York, is in a tailback. Second down, 6 yards to go for the first down. Donner will get the call, spins off a would-be tackler, will pick up the first down as he reaches the 47, and Meyer and Ryder Kerr are getting into it in the defensive backfield. It's gone from bad to worse with under 3 minutes to play.
Fourth quarter, University of Kansas 20, Oklahoma 10.
Well, we just heard that score, and Gary Smith again, big smile on his face. Basketball broadcast with Big K Country. Kansas leading Oklahoma. Go figure, the Big 8 this year.
Times are changing, aren't they?
Yeah, Nebraska, or rather Oklahoma's throwing the football. Never thought I'd see that day.
And Kansas beating them. I'm not sure I'd ever thought to see that day.
I formation in the backfield with 2.5 and counting remaining in the game. Donner will get the call, hit the midfield stripe. We're just short of it, pick up about 3. And Ryder Kerr is still adamant. He's going to get a penalty marker thrown on him. Anthony Collins was doing something he shouldn't have done, and Kerr said something to the official he shouldn't have said.
I think the official's going to throw it on Collins, because I think he kind of nodded at him like, yeah, you're right. And
let's wait and see. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Emporia. All right, well, Collins out of St. Louis Sumner. You've been recruiting in St. Louis before.
Yep, been down there. Great program, great high school football program. They've been several 4A state champions. Matter of fact, they beat Branson a couple years ago, didn't they, Bob, in a last-second state championship game. And they may have bumped up to go 5A this year. I'm not sure, but they've had a very good program down there through the years.
You like recruiting St. Louis?
Yeah, I don't mind recruiting St. Louis.
I'm not trying to get you trouble here.
We probably don't have as many contacts in St. Louis as we maybe do some other places, but matter of fact, we've probably gotten into Kansas City more for the last year or two than we have into St. Louis, and it's a little closer for us, so I would see us getting more people out of KC in the future.
And how about Indianapolis?
I love Indianapolis. Nice town. We're going to go out there and play here in a little bit. I really enjoy it. We got a lot of friends out in Indianapolis.
Let's get this thing over with. 2 minutes left to play in the ball game. Donner gets a pitch to the near side. 35-40, upended at the 43-yard line. More penalty markers drop. They should have ended this one when we had the bench clearing brawl. Liable to get someone hurt out here.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a face mask this time on the Bearcats.
Face mask on SBU. That's going to move the ball forward. Minute 57 remaining. After the game, we'll also have the scoreboard show with the updated conference scores for you. Let you know who's doing what with which to whom.
Tell you what, Bob, we need to keep them out of the end zones. I think the most points ever allowed against is 52, and that's not the kind of record you like to tie or break, so we need to keep it right where it is.
And it would also break the school record for largest margin. 45-6 with 150 left, and Montgomery's going to take his time in the huddle. Look at Montgomery, 6'1", 195-pound freshman. Redshirt from Effingham, Kansas, has thrown 4 touchdown passes. Did manage to start 4 games this year when West was banged up with a knee injury. Pitch to Donner. He'll look to turn the right corner midfield down to the 45, noses forward, and gets it to the 43-yard line where he may have another first down. Surprised Emporia State's not just getting up and falling on the football. Clock stopped with 1:24 remaining. Does that surprise you at all?
Well, they may want to rub it in our nose a little bit. I don't know. Maybe they're a little upset about the fight or whatever. Maybe last year when we came back and scored 40-some points in the second half to get the win. You know, some wounds there that haven't healed, but looks like they want to score one more time, doesn't it?
Dan, we will update the conference scores after the ball game for you. You like Air Force tonight, or not Air Force? Do you like who's San Diego State playing tonight? Yeah, they're playing Air Force tonight.
Air Force, not like San Diego State.
You like Marshall Falk?
Yep.
Here's Donner again. That's called filling time. He gets to the 39-yard line. The pile drives back. 50 seconds left to play in the ball game. SBU is at Washburn to meet the Ichabods next week. Third-year head coach Dennis Carroll. And the only thing I will guarantee about next week is that there will be lousy weather.
That's been the historic pattern, hasn't it?
Man, whenever these two teams have gotten together, weather's been terrible.
Tell you what, going back to Marshall Falk, I'd like him a lot better if I was his agent, because then he and I would both be happy here in another year or so.
I wouldn't let him play anymore this year. I don't want him hurt. Maybe time for one more play, maybe not. They don't have to run another one. Emporia State's going to let this one run out. Will the two squads shake hands after this one? Emporia State is walking off the field. They will not meet the Bearcats. But they have beaten them, and beaten SBU soundly. 6 consecutive losses for Southwest Baptist. The final score reads 45-6. Post-game festivities in a moment. This is Bearcat football.